Scarvey Library, but today we're at St Anne's Library, and I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. The fire exit is over here behind you, and there are two of them. The toilets, which work well, as you came in the main entrance, there's a ladies, the gents, and a disabled toilet. And if you can put your phones on silent, so not to disrupt the speakers and the actors. And I would like to welcome back Buzzy B to our panel. Welcome back, Buzzy. We also want to welcome back our actors as well. Give them a round of applause. They're actually going to do a little, they're going to do two performances. So those that have been here before, we're going to have the actors do two acts. For more information about what we do at the Speakers Club, you can visit our website, www.thespeakersclub.co.uk. We have got YouTube videos of previous events, so you can have a look. I'm going to pass you over to Brother Dougie, who's going to introduce the rest of the team.
Okay, then give thanks to SM. Come on, give her a clap. Yes. Okay, fantastic stuff. So family, we're going to start the program right about now. But people are kind of serious and vexed and upset. I don't know what's going on, you know. And I know we got 1 or 2 first timers here. I know Peter, I spoke to him earlier on, he's from West London. Big up to Peter, give him a clap. You know? Now then, what I want to do, look at the person next to you and say to you, you look absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
You look absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
Right? You look absolutely fantastic. Right? And then, look him in the eye, and say to him, I look even more better, mate. I feel more better. I look even more better. Okay then. Give us a clap, family, come on. Okay then. So we're going to start the program. And the reason why we're here, because of the great man, Jammers. It was his vision, and his focus was to get individuals to express themselves, to speak, articulate themselves in a very organized, disciplined manner. And that's the reason why we're here. Also, we have some serious actors. In fact, when I came in here, they was rehearsing for my fight. You know, there's some buffer around about this. I wonder where the rocks doing on me now. You know, I said to them, can you call the police because I got frightened. But the actors, you know what I mean? So, nothing to worry about. But they will show their skills. What I'm going to do now, because I'm just the conductor, and we have a team, I'm going to use the panel to introduce themselves. So, the first let's welcome Buzzy B, who's my closest friend. And Buzzy B, really miss you. I was getting very depressed, you know, but like I see you now, I'm back on farm. So, Buzzy B, let people know about you, my brother.
Yes, hello, good evening, and welcome. Thank you for your kind words in welcoming me back to the Speakers Club, because I had a bereavement. My father passed a couple of months ago, so just buried him 2 weeks ago. So it's been a tough battle trying to, you know, support my family and my mother in particular. But, you know, I'm back on the road again. I'm a bee, so I've got back my hand now, and I'm back on the road again. But about me, well, where do I start? Well, I'm first of all, my main careers. I'm in education. I'm a teacher. I teach and tutor. But I also work in the media. I work in SLRradio.co.uk, where I present a talk show on Mondays, covering lots of topics within the community. I also write plays. I'm a playwright. I'm an editor as well. I edit books. And I'm a panelist here this evening. I've been invited by Jammers to chair the panel here this evening. And that's it for now for me.
Okay. Thank you, Buzz B. Okay, but I'm going to see you right now. So, it's that person coming to. Now you wear many hats. Yes, my sister.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Give it, my sister.
My name is Daphne,
Mhm.
and I'm the president of Tottenham Speakers Club, a cancer survivor, or let me change that, a cancer conqueror,
I will give her a kind of conqueror. Absolutely.
an educator, and an entrepreneur. And this evening I was asked to be a guest panelist.
Give thanks, my sister. Yes, my brother.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm going to be brief because we're running a bit late. I run a few businesses. I have an IT company, DJ hire company, printing company, so forth, so forth. And also I run a charity and I love to do charity work. And henceforth, I'm here to support you guys. That's me done.
Okay, give thanks, my brother. Okay. We have Theo, who is the evaluator. So, Theo, if you can explain your role so people are clear exactly what's taking place.
Right then, hi there everybody. Now, well, usually you see our little countdown clock up here. So when everybody speaks, when you deliver your message on the issue, then you have to deliver your statement within the space of 60 minutes. That's the second time I've done that. It's the second time I've done that. 60 seconds, I stand corrected. Additional criteria would be your delivery. That's your explanation, clarity of your speech, how will you engage with your fellow listeners. Secondly is your interpretation. That's the. Thanks very much. That would be the manner and nature in which you look at the subject matter. Thirdly would be basically how well you speak within the context of the core issue of the point. Is that all right? Is that clear? Thanks very much. Very good.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you to introduce the topic and also introduce the actors as well.
Okay, the topic for today is motivation. The question we're going to be looking at are we culturally motivated towards economic prosperity as individuals and as a unit? I want to introduce the actors to come up for the first scene where they're going to be looking at the question about individuals. Give a round of applause for the actors.
Mrs. Campbell's husband died over 5 years ago. Her son Harold has a disability. Harold is 25 years of age. He can see that his mother is struggling to pay the bills and maintain the house. He wants to help his mother. His mother, Mrs. Campbell, has been overprotective of her son due to his disability. You see, Harold, he's been applying for jobs to work as an administrator without any success. Eventually, Harold receives a letter that he's been offered an apprenticeship to work in a law firm at £10 per hour as an administrator. Harold, he's happy. But what about his mother?
Harold! Harold! How dare you disobey me!
What, Mum?
I told you not to apply for any jobs. We don't need the money.
Mum, but we need the money. We're struggling. We're struggling, Mum. We need the money.
We do not need the money. Harold.
Mum, we're going to go bankrupt at this rate. We need the money, Mum. We need the money.
Harold, you have really, really upset me. We don't need the money.
Yeah.
You've got a disability.
And so?
People will laugh at you, Harold. They will laugh at you.
People ain't going to laugh at me.
Harold, if you go for that job, you can go.
Mum?
You can leave.
I'm going to do this job whether you like it or not. We need the money,
You've
Mum.
got a disability. People will laugh at you,
Don't
son.
laugh at me. We need the money. We need the money.
You see this job?
Mum?
No job.
Mum,
You are not going.
I'm gonna do this, so whether you like it or not.
You are not.
I'm leaving, or whether you like it or not, I'm gonna do this, Mum, we need the money. We need the money, Mum.
We need the
Yes, sir,
money,
we do.
son.
We need.
Okay then, some dramatics. What's going on here? I know many people can relate to that particular scene. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the panel very quickly to give their thoughts where the audience can make their... but for the panel coming, right? Can people relate to that? You know, because what is that? The mother made it quite clearly. She don't want the son to go out and work because people will laugh after him. And therefore there's contention in the family because the son knows he wants to work and be more independent, etc. Yeah? We can relate to that because there's obviously conflict there. So what's happening is that I'm going to panel just to reflect, give their views. They can open that to the audience. Okay, then we put the panel on the spot, just to open it up.
As usual, it's back to me as the first panelist. I seem to have taken this role on permanently. Right, my view on that is that all parents are protective towards their children, especially if one of the children or child is disabled. But I think you need to look at it, flip it round, and have a think about what the child is going through, what the child is thinking. In this instance, I think that the child needs to go out to work purely to build his confidence up, because he's feeling that he's not able to do what other people are doing, and by allowing him to go out to work, he will build up his confidence. It's not about people laughing. If somebody laughs at you because you have a disability, then they're disabled themselves because they can't forward think. Not everybody that's disabled is not able to work or think. That's my uptake on that one.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
I can in no way relate to that. When we were growing up, our mother said we had to go to work, no matter what. You weren't considered to have a disability if you had a stammer, or if one of your feet wasn't working, or one of your arms wasn't working. It did not matter. My mother felt that there was something that every single person could do, and we were all encouraged to find something that we could do and to do it.
So,
no one laughing at you because you have a stammer, or one of your feet don't work properly, or one of your eyes don't work properly, or whatever it is, just did not mean anything. You had to get out and do it, and grow just by having people laugh at you, and you being able to look back at them and think to yourself that that person is the one with the disability.
Right.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with me.
Okay then. All right then. That's interesting. I'll come back to that in a second. Yes, go on.
Yeah, I can pretty much concur with my two fellow panelists, and particularly the last one in terms of this to be a cultural resonance there with myself, and definitely in terms of not seeing disability as a reason or an excuse not to do anything. I myself, when I was younger, I had a very heavy lisp, and even where I am now, I can't believe where it's gone to. But I had a deep stammer and a huge lisp, but that's gone. And I definitely said, I never saw that as a reason not to do anything. Matter of fact, it gave me more motivation, linking it to this topic, not to prove to other people, but to show, well, yes, I can do this and nobody's going to stop me. But linking it to the topic about country motivation, in listening to Harold and the mama, what I saw in Harold was he was motivated, and he was not going to be put off because he has a reason. And quite often when let's link procrastination with as a disability in itself, and just 'cause I'm trying to link it to the topic. And if you're an individual is disabled, not just physically but psychologically, then you more tend to procrastinate and don't want to do anything and perhaps find excuses. So I would say that Harold found the power in his pain, and he decided to challenge Mum's position and authority very respectfully and say, I'm going to do it, because he was motivated to do it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, then. So, one getting from the panel that you disagree with the mother's action towards Errol. Yeah?
Well, me personally, I'm not saying it was a case of disagreement, but it is a case of, I think the mum is more expression, I think I'm motherly concern. I don't think she really wants to stop the son from working, but I think it is more of a deep concern. As opposed to, but the son has got a different perspective.
Different perspective. Okay, let's open up to the wider audience here then, yeah? What's your views? And be clear, you're going to speak for 1 minute, you know? So make sure your name. Okay.
Stop. You're free to go. Derek.
Right. Name is John Canoe, and I'd like to focus on the point where you, in the question about motivation, where it speaks about are we culturally motivated? Culturally motivated. Two words there, culture and motivation. I think that identity is a very important part, the most important part, because as you mentioned the word culture, that means in order to motivate people or to motivate a group of people, you first have to be able to identify them so that you can make your motivation accurate. And I'll leave it there.
Okay, all right. Thanks. Anybody else want to throw anything based around the senior thing that economics and culture and so forth, you know? Okay then. There's a brother there eager to go into the mic. Let people know your name, brother. And if you want to stand up, please.
Yeah, my name is Neil from
Neil.
South London.
Let's give Neil a clap. Give him a clap, yeah? Okay. Come to Neil.
No, what I kind of understood from it was obviously the mother kind of was going on about obviously the money aspect of it, but personally I just saw that he was more motivated to actually put himself in a position where he can achieve something and empower himself as an individual regardless of his disability. Because I think, you know, sometimes we've got to override that, you know, regardless about your disability, and just sort of like go forth and achieve what you want to achieve at a higher standard, whatever it may be.
Okay, fantastic. Okay then. So the mother was overprotective and, you know? Okay then. Anybody else want to come to? Yes, my brother.
Hello, my name is Brandon. I think the mom was talking to him, trying to prevent him from going to work because her own experiences, and that's what she lived, and what she think the people, she saw that it always like that. People want to prevent, motivated to achieve something, and he was going to achieve it, no matter what the man says, but like he said.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Give me a clap. Does anybody agree with the mother? Does anybody want to, as a mother himself, can identify the mother's reaction? Is it? Yes, well, there's some of them there, sister.
Hi,
Mention your name, please, sister.
I'm Lorna Blackman. I just wanted to say, in 1981, my father stood at the main door to stop my mum from actually going out to work, and she had to stand her ground because we had bills to pay, the mortgage to pay, things were getting hard, and my father thought that he was actually less than a man because his wife had to go out and actually get a part-time job. And I can actually sense here that the actual son feels that the mother has the bills to pay, it's very hard, and he wants to go out to work to help her, but I see that the mother feels ashamed.
Feel ashamed?
Yeah.
Okay then. All right then. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else want to add anything what's been said here? For that, my Virgin at the back there. See, eager to want to say something. My brother there. This brother here. Yes. Mm-hmm. See, you're in deep thoughts, so I know you want to say something.
Right, Hesketh Benoit. Really good the acting, I found, but the interesting thing there is emotions. The mum is sort of very emotionally tied to the son and his disability, and fears that when he goes to the outside world, he'll be taken down and broken down. But emotions is a funny thing because with the son, I feel he's override that. He's motivated by, funny enough, money and helping. And these are two strong forces that, he knows that if he contributes financially into the house, it's going to make it a better place for them to live in, right? Whereas a mum, all she can see is, pictures of obviously her experience of work and a son being very disabled in his respect, being bullied and things happening in the workplace. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you very much. Well, not you, but we'll say something already, Paul. Hold on a second. Let's get someone else to come in. All right, we have Peter. He's Peter, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Peter. Well, as a parent, I would think from that scene, to me it shows the true love of a parent for their child, because even though you can see that the family is struggling, and they are really struggling, she knows, like most parents, they'd like their child to go out to work and maybe help, but because of his disability, she would rather carry with that struggle than have him go out there and be ridiculed by people, because that's basically what the world is like. People will like to put people down and bring them down, and she doesn't like the thought of that. Maybe she's seen it in life, how people carry on, and I personally believe from that scene shows the love of a parent to their child, and it shows the love of their child trying to help the parent in their time of need as well.
Well said, well said, well said, well said, well said, well said, well said. Okay. Anybody else want to add into what's been said? Because that was a very powerful scene, and you see a lot of emotions was involved, and the love of the mother. Obviously, the son, right? Because there's a lot of challenges, you want to go there and help out the family as a man should be doing, and build up his own confidence and self-esteem. So does anybody else want to add to anything what's been said? I see people in deep thought. Are they? Brother James, then we come to you after. Yep.
Some excellent acting there. What I feel is this doesn't really happen enough in our community, whereas we take the money and we spend it on ourselves rather than thinking about how we can support our family with the money. And I think this is the problem about the cultural economics, is that we do need more like the families working together to see how the finances can be used and pool the finances together to develop the family and everybody grow together. So that's what I feel this is what the scene shows, is what we need to be doing. But of course, then we've got the emotional conflict with that occurring.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. All right, here, we'll bring the panel back in again, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. 1 minute.
The second round, you don't get the numbers.
Oh, okay. I'd just like to revisit the terms as culturally motivated. In this scenario, all that emotion was generated by, I see, a cultural conflict. Culture is your manners or your behavior and the society around you. So the mother had a view that she would be going against the culture for her disabled son to go out to work. Yet the disabled son was of a different culture in a way, in that he saw value in himself working. So there was a culture clash. What was going on there was a culture clash. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, what I'm going to do now, we're going to bring the panel in. We start with, what, you want to start? No. Let's go for the scene. So let's start with what's been the worker around.
Yeah, me first this time. Yeah, just taking in some of the comments from the audience, and in terms of the motivational aspect, just to agree with Hesketh when he was talking about the dynamics between the mother and the son. I think what came to mind to me was the fear of the mother and the fear that drives procrastination to act, to do something. But also related to the point that John Canoe made about motivation and to be culturally motivated, and he did look at two terms, and I think it's important to look at the foundation of what we're talking about here, which is motivation and culture. And obviously motivation is a reason for acting or doing something, a desire to do something, and some of the words that come from that is motivate, stimulus, desire. All those words are synonyms of motivation. And then you look at culture, it's the socially, it's the totality of socially transmitting your values, your arts, your thoughts, your music, education, institutions as well. It's the totality of that, and all other human products of behavior is the totality of that is culture. So today when you mention culture, it's a very complex concept, and which aspect of it are you actually applying to a particular action when you want to be motivated? Which one do you draw on? So I do concur with John Canoe that it's important to draw on the elements to know which one. And I like the way that that John did point out the cultural clash there in quite a way that perhaps I didn't expect, that he saw the dynamics between the mom and the son as a cultural clash, but cultural perhaps from the broader society, but within himself, where it was his own little he was creating a new paradigm in terms of how you look at me as a person. I'm creating this new paradigm, I'm challenging the existing culture. So that's where the clash came.
I'm second this time. Right, I think I had some great comments from the audience. I think I agree with most of what's been said. One thing I must say is I'm sure everyone in this audience here and on the panel knows somebody that has a disability of some sort. So we can all relate to that. There are different ways of looking at how to handle a disability, but I think hiding away from a disability is not the answer. You need to confront it, and you need to do what you feel will empower you to live a better life. So I think the mother needs to reevaluate where she stands and how this is going to affect her son. And until she does that, I think it's going to be a problem. But I think the son is very, very motivated from that scene. He's very motivated and obviously is trying to pave a better way for himself without his mother's assistance.
Okay, fantastic.
Within the society that we live, culturally, disabled people don't work. They stay at home and they're given assistance by the government. This young man is showing that he does not want to live with this culture. There's another culture at work here. Culturally, men are the ones who go out and work and who ensure that the family, the female of the family especially, is taken care of. And this young man wants that culture rather than the culture within the society that he lives that says, if you're disabled, it's okay to sit at home and do nothing. Instead, he wants to be the man of the house and be the one to bring home the bread.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. All right. Okay, what is it?
Abu Ratata Galaxy, sorry for my lateness. I never get the drama, but I mean, that drama play out in all our lives, And talk about motivation, but I never hear the mother still, but I think the mother is looking at the consequence. Some of us will make choice and end up, maybe we'll buy the choice for £10 and the consequence costs 50. And this is what the whole, if we look one thing from an individual, then maybe it work, but she look one thing from a unit, family. Because sometimes when we think this we are under attack, it's the family under attack. So, because right now coming here, I was motivated not to come. You understand? with all the road works and things we are going, but you see, I have to motivate that. And we must not allow anything to motivate, because when it gone, then we lack motivation. So we culture, as we, no matter if we are up on one foot, we still do something. But what the mother has said, it don't make sense. We are pretending like say we're in a paradise. This is the hostile territory. And whenever we can do for make one another safe, we must make this safe. That's what I see.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, what's taking place now? We're going to have a break for 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. And there's some refreshment there. Is there going to be a reference there? No reference today? Okay, so we're going to break for 15 minutes, yeah? Okay, give some of that, family. Come on. Okay.
Okay, back to the... Alright, the topic for today, for those that didn't hear the first half, is are we culturally motivated towards economic prosperity as individuals, was the first part. For the second half, the actors are going to look at the question as a unit. So if we want to give a round of applause to the actors to come back up for the second performance.
Private developers, Co and Co, are having a community consultation meeting with the residents of Manor Road. The two developers want to offer around £350,000 to home owners and £80,000 to council residents to make way for luxury flats. The meeting becomes very heated, as residents believe that this project will destroy the community. However, private developers believe that the luxury flats will bring in new resources and new opportunities. But will it?
Right, welcome everybody. Good news, we're on track. The project should be completed by the end of the year, or rather within a year. Okay? Most of the homeowners have taken up this lifetime, when I mean lifetime, chance by selling out these houses for good money. And sorry? Interrupt me again. It's lifetime chances. We're giving you lifetime chances.
Lifetime?
Mhm.
Lifetime? What lifetime?
Listen. Anyway, right? And you're taking this opportunity to get your houses, getting good money for your houses and go. Okay? However, we still have a few of these residents, right? We are encountering hostilities. And I'm not taking that no more. I don't care who you are. We are doing a good job.
Hostile what? Hostilities? Hostilities? Looks like they can afford one of your luxury flats. We cannot even afford to rent one. You see this community? You see this community? This community here, for every flat you put up, we are opening a food bank. There's mothers in the school that have to make a choice between toilet roll
I don't know why
and
you're
yogurt.
I don't know why you're angry. We are giving you good price for your property. So don't talk. As we was the bad guy. We are doing the good thing. Raising the economy on this. Look at everything is run down. Just shit.
What a stupid man you are.
Look.
Can I tell you something?
What?
My name is Mrs. Agunaja. I have been in this country for almost 15 years.
Yeah?
I have 3 children. 3 children. Yeah? And I work very, very hard to support myself and my family. What you are saying today is absolutely atrocious, diabolical. It's not right at all. Yeah? It is not right at all.
You don't know anything.
God is
Just
watching
sit down.
you.
Just sit down.
God is watching you.
I've been in this community for 30 years. You want to get this close?
What do you say?
Community down. It's for the people, for the blind and disabled. Well, no, this community that's been here for a long time. You.
Whoa.
Sit down.
Wait a minute. Listen, I've been in this community for an excess of 30 years, yeah? My father owned this place, my grandfather was here. And, you know, we're never part of this foolishness. We've been through some wars together. And now you clowns have come out of nowhere. Chatting foolishness. We can't allow it now. Rubbish. I'm from the Pentecostal Apostolic Church. Yes, Lord. Hold on, Dickie Lord. This place needs sealing. Now hold on.
Ignorant, stubborn people. We're coming in, we're approving society for now. I know I'm coming up and cut with. You're crazy. And you're sick and you need help. You understand? Everyone need help.
Mr. Bossman, you said the economy is rising. For who? Who is the economy rising for, Mr. Bossman?
Don't stand up there skinning your tail.
Money.
This idiot Wayo.
There's always consequences.
What did you say?
With money, there's always consequences. So you have to move.
Freeze.
Whoa. Where do we start from there? That's going to be heated. Again, give a warm hand to those actors there because they deserve it. Yep. So that was a heated, very heated. Okay, then, what's happened now there? The panel, are you ready for this one here? You know? Because that was well heated, you know? So we know some cans of words with this one here, then open it up, you know? So, we're going to start. Someone said ladies first.
That was Rando Latin. But let's come back to the question. The question is, are we culturally motivated towards economic prosperity as individuals or as a unit? My response to that question would be yes, we are. But we're all motivated in a different way. These two gentlemen were motivated for the bigger bucks. The residents were motivated to keep their family economically prosperous in a different way. Maybe not having as much money as the other gentlemen, but they were still motivated anyway. Culturally, families, whoever the head of the family is, they're motivated to make sure that their families work, that their families have enough economically to provide for the children, to pay their rent, to pay for housing, to pay for whatever it is that they need. The gentlemen were just motivated differently, but they're all motivated economically.
Yeah, very powerful acting there. I did enjoy that last scene there. And there's so many different issues that came up there, multi-layer of issues that came up there. And I think the first word that came to mind was change. Was the first word that came to mind. And through motivation comes change, because whenever you're motivated, you're reacting to for me, a psychological event. For me, it's a psychological experience as well, because you have that desire to bring the change, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. But here you have two groups of people motivated for different reasons. You have the developers putting their case as robustly and as diplomatically as they can, well, in the beginning. To sell their idea to the residents that this is for your improvement. We're trying to make your community better. But the community stood up as a unit. So because the question is about the motivated, culturally motivated towards economic prosperity. I think the community wants economic prosperity and progress, but not at any price. Because quite often, as you're aware, that whenever developers come into to regenerate area, you always hear the term affordable housing, but to this day, I'm still looking for a definition of what affordable housing is, and I can't seem to find one. But I thought that the community stood together as a unit, even though that they had different point of views and different interests. You had the church person talking about the church being a pillar in the community, supporting the community. You had obviously the residents with their housing. You had people who spent an enormous amount of time in the community and is wedded to the community. But the developers are coming with their grand scheme to destroy all of that. And for them, even though that the area might be economically deprived, for them, the sense of community was much more powerful, rather than new pretty things and new pretty buildings. So I think that the community did achieve the concept of unity and acting as one unit, but in different ways.
The two groups, have the views, but the two of them working towards what they want to motivate, What them done tell you that some already sign up. So it seems like the money motivates some, and some have to think about the family. Because some people now think really and truly when they say things like that. They just think about the money. Here we are in this country, and the motivation for some people is to stay here, some people would like to sell and move. You understand? And I think that if you get the chance like this, grab to it, I run out of England quick because everything no, what I'm saying, right? Sometimes when we talk about culturally motivated, sometimes, although we're black sometimes, but we behave like a little white person, and that can stop us from moving forward in really, really economical growth. You understand? Because the things that we have spent on is not to develop ourselves as an African people, but to walk around like some little Anglo-Saxons. So we have to be careful how we get motivated in this space.
I think motivation comes in many forms, many guises. I think culturally as a society, it depends on your standpoint and where you're coming from. It depends on how your parents educated you. So obviously you take on, a lot of us take on the stances that our parents have drilled into us. So if money is important to you, then hey, that's where you're coming from. But I love the closing line. With money, there is always consequences, and that's correct. Anytime money is involved, it causes disunity. It's very, very unlikely that money will unite people, because as you can see from the scene there, there's disunity. I mean, the businessmen are all concerned about what they can gain for their company or themselves. They're not interested in the community. But all of a sudden, now these businessmen are throwing all this money at these people and taking away their livelihoods. They come together as a band and they become really powerful. So that's what we need to look at. Is money everything? It's not. We need it. Unfortunately, it's the devil. We need it to survive. It's important because we need it. I mean, if you need to get on the bus, like Abu, I mean, he was late here. If he didn't have any money, he wouldn't have got here. You know, some of you are dressed up nicely. If you didn't have money, you wouldn't be able to dress the way you do. Okay? You wouldn't be able to feed your family, feed yourselves, look after your disabled child, and so forth and so forth. So money is needed, but it's not everything. You need to motivate yourself. As a group, culturally, as black people, we need to stop and think. There's one thing that's very important, and it's unity. We need to unite. We need to educate ourselves, firstly, and secondly, educate others, which is what we're trying to do at the Speakers Club. Thank you.
Okay then, now we over to the panel. Boy, my man's eager. Bring him in, come in. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, the question, are we culturally motivated as a unit? And after listening to the panels, they mentioned the word black. And then I look at the question, we. So does this we refer to the black unit, or the black community, or the IC3 black community, or the non-white community? Because the non-white, sometimes they say, oh, I see myself as black, even though I'm a Chinese, or I'm an Asian. So, for cultural motivation to be effective, we have to clearly define what the we means for the unit.
Okay, thank you very much, brother. You opened some cans of worms there, my brother. So, anybody else want to make a comment? Yes, you want to make a comment, brother?
I'm fine.
You're fine at the moment? All right, we have jammers at the back there. I know people get their brain cells together.
Thank you. Yeah, taking up what Abu said, basically, the problem is we haven't really educated in a what politics is, and we stay away from politics. And the fact is that economics and politics are working together. Certain groups are economically working towards benefiting themselves. So there is a system that is set up economically that favours some groups away from others. It's not a white and black thing, but what you have to be aware, there's certain elites that when they're collecting their money is to benefit them as a group. So what we have to do culture is recognise that we are a disadvantage in this system that's been set up. So we have to get together and put our money together to generate our own economy. And this is what we need to be aware of. We need to take an interest there as a political system, and we have to practice cultural economics, which is not just money, it's also pooling our skills together.
Okay. All right then. So John is talking about putting our resources together to the building economy. Yes, y'all come back with us now. No, see man, this brother here. You ready for it now? You not ready for it, sir? Wait. Oh yeah, go on, sir. Yeah. All right, this brother here. Peter, y'all coming?
Peter? Me?
Yeah.
I'm just acting.
All right, come make a point. This brother here. Yeah.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be honest, I'm quite disgusted that people didn't say none. It would have been different if it was like the chicken shops closing down, innit? You know, black people love the chicken. No, but seriously, I mean, I've only been doing this 3 weeks, and it's the scripts. You know, you kind of try to learn the lines, but when you're at home, you think about it. You think about these people going through these things. Because I'm actually going through something at the moment with the council, and they're hard-headed. They don't want to hear nothing. They've just got one agenda and one agenda only, and that's just to screw you over. And they'll go so far to do it, you know. And doing this scene today, it really makes me think, you know, what people are like in this world. You know, you've got to all try and pull together, because these people are just basically out to get you, and there's no way out of it, really. You know?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you much, Peter. Okay, turn it back there. Yeah.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm Skelly.
Nice, good time.
Yeah. You know, John Kuhn was speaking about IC3. And I would like to know the definition also, with the argument that continue speaking all these times. So, you know, it's not really picking our, you know, but it's just an IC3, the formula of IC3. If you could just give us the definition of it.
IC3?
Yeah. From John Kuhn.
Oh, well, okay, we don't really want to go in that kind of, that direction, to be honest with you, you know, we just want to make focus around on the sketch and talk about economics.
No, but it's the same economic.
Yeah, but he's going to come and bat in there, so you can talk to him after, yeah? Yeah, definitely after, not right now, please, because we're going to go around in a circle. Give this brother here.
Yeah, after seeing the sketch,
Give your name, my brother, and please stand up.
Alright, okay, no problem. Dave, so you're ready to go? Click it. Yeah, judging from the sketch, I'm just going to pick out some observation because, you know, we've had a similar experience down back at Hackney when there were some developments with a particular theatre. I think we're living in a sort of climate where there's always going to be change. And I think, like the brother says, you know, they are looking to try to push through their own agenda. But what we have to be really good at, we have to be skilled in the terms of seeing what we could get. Like, for example, if they're going to do a redevelopment in relation to the sketch, if we want to get things from the community, I think we have to negotiate. Like, for example, if they're going to go ahead and develop and do their private developments, we have to look at how we could get a community. We have to look at how can we redevelop in systems, stacks of housing, and, you know, in the terms of looking at you know, things to do with people's well-being. That's how I kind of see it, you know, because you can't change, but you could always negotiate. That's my view. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Anybody else want to it's my sister.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to say much. My name's Jane. I kind of feel like with the piece that we've just done, it's very rare that we have like a group of people from the community actually get together and stand up and say, you know what, I'm not happy with this. And I think I think there needs to be more of that. Do you know what I mean? It's all very well kind of crying behind closed doors and it's saying, oh, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that, but not actually doing anything about it. I mean, this, you know, you're just, you know, you're not going to get anything done. So, yeah, so that's basically it.
Okay. So you're talking about really about organising, yeah? Come together and organising. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as you know, I'm one of the actors that want to keep this show. Yeah, like sometimes I don't feel like we're motivated as a community, so I think the best thing to do is like reunite and come together and start seeing what solution we can sort out and how we can manage, because it's good to be motivated. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself and get where you are today. Because without more motivation, you don't get anywhere. Not just like you need someone. That's all I've got to say.
Okay. Thank you very much. Talk about motivation oneself. Okay then. Yes, sir.
I pretty much agree with everything's being said. I think at the same time, we've got to learn to change, and learning to change means adapting to the situation. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, developers are going to come in, they're going to turn up the community, the country, whatever, upside down, in whatever shape or form. You know what I mean? That as a people, we've got to get together, unite more, and unite more as a community more. You know what I mean? And adapt to the changes, but at the same time, we've got to learn about the system. Just learn about the system and educate ourselves on that. You know what I mean? It's all there to be learned. It's all there to be taught. You know what I mean? And the opportunities are there for us. Sometimes we're lazy. You know what I mean? Half of us are lazy. I know about that. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of friends who are lazy to do that. But at the same time, it's about getting out there and doing it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So first that we are, most of us are lazy, we lack motivation, etc. I'm looking at someone, where you know, jump up someone, walk this brother here, to sister back there. Luna, I want to say something.
Sorry, I actually write to the BBC. I write to BBC, I write to ITV1, ITV2, and now we've got London Live. Now that actually was supposed to be a route for us to actually host our films, etc., etc. Now, what I have got home letters from BBC or whatever, and they've actually stated that out of millions, I am the only one that actually write and actually make a complaint as such. So I think that we have to write more. We have to write more to number 10. If you don't actually like something, you have to take pen to paper, email or something, yeah?
Okay. What I want to do, I want to bring in the man who's opened cans of worms here. The brother there, and not the brother there, this brother there. So, that's the culprit. Yeah. See, that's so. Everybody's a strictly businessman, the man to deal with money, you know. See, we're pretty suit and everything.
Oh, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Alright, good evening everybody.
Good evening, my brother.
Alright, it's good to see everybody. And I'm what you call the villain of the society. And
Just to do a quick track. In society, sometimes the police state describe us as IC1s, IC2s, IC3s, IC4s. I'm going to clear up your pride. IC1s, white male, IC2s, white women, IC3s, black male. So IC4, you know what that means, right? When you have an area that is built of a certain amount of people from one ethnic area, it doesn't seem to be economically viable. So what they try and do, they try to draw in entrepreneurs and try and beef up the value of the area to get in the
Capital.
As you can see, I'm just going to finish up. We've got a road that we call Lawrence Road, Westgreen Road. I don't know if anybody knows it. If we look at the corner of Lawrence Road, Westgreen Road, you're going to see...
Sorry, brother, the time is literally up. We have a scratcher. Sorry.
Yeah, so all I'm going to do is look on the way they built it up, and you can see how much it flats cost me. That's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much, yeah? Okay, I see the girls want to, before the brother jump in, and we're going to bring the panel in a second. Okay, my brother. Then we'll bring the panel in.
Yes, I'd just like to speak quickly. People keep using the word we and us. Who are they talking about? You've got to be specific. When you talk about we and us and unit and community, are you talking about the black community? And if you are talking about the black community, what do you mean by the black community? Because some people believe the black community involves anybody who is non-white. Others see the black community as the IC3. So it's very important to be clear. If you talk about we must get together, we must unify, what we are you talking about? You've got to be very clear what you are talking about, because this very confusion is what causes people not to be able to organize. Now, the white supremacists are very organized. They know who they are, and they identify themselves very clearly. That's why they are efficient, and they can roll over you like a steamroller and kick you out of your house and regenerate or gentrify the area.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, what I'm going to do now, we're going to bring the panel in. Yeah? Okay.
Thank you. Well, I don't know where to go with this. Some powerful comments out there. How do we define who we are? It's difficult. I mean, we're mixed. We're mixed in culture, in the way we think, the way we're educated, how much money we have. So it's very, very difficult to define it. But I think I, as an individual, will just speak my point of view. I see myself as a black person. I live in a predominantly wealthy white area, and I'm still part of the community. And I've lived there for 29 years. Now, we have a development across the road. I live along the river, and across the road is the US Embassy, Dutch Embassy. It's all coming up. And they're proposing, I live in the square, they're proposing a bridge. I don't know if any of you know about it, but there's a bridge coming over into our square. Now, the whole community is in uproar. Now, I class myself as part of that community because I've lived there for 29 years. So, I take an interest in what's going on there. Now, where do I stand culturally? There's a question for you. Where do I stand culturally? I live in that society, I've been there for 29 years. Where do I stand culturally? I'd like somebody in the audience to explain where I stand there culturally. So, culture is a very difficult word to define. It depends where you're coming from, where you're at, and where you want to go. Okay? So, I would like one of you to tell me where I stand culturally.
Okay.
Devil's advocate there.
We don't want to jump over the place there. Let the panel come in, my brother. You know?
See, they're all frightened.
individual have to know where they stand. But I think one of the problems that we have within the black community or IC3 or whatever you want to call ourselves is that we're all so diverse. We can't find a way to define who we are and who belongs where. And that is a big problem. That is why we're not able to unite and do this.
Can I say something?
Hold on. We'll come at you in a second. Hold on a second.
Wow. Talk about unit. I don't see no unit. I see family. Because that is what I'm that. Family. Yeah? And we, through the role play, they was talking about housing. And if one can motivate to where they live, because this is not a center being shut down or this is where you live. You know, see, so you don't have to be an idiot for know, so you have to look out for where you live.
That's right.
You understand? The other day, there's a dog home burned down in Manchester. White people motivated to make sure that them dogs get a home. So if they can look out for that, and we I wonder if we black or we pink or what, then I'm telling you, motivation starts within us. And we have to know that I am going to define myself. I am a child of the kidnapped people. You know, see, so I have to motivate myself to come out of this kidnapping situation.
Okay.
Yes, very interesting points made there by both my fellow panelists and also the audience. But it comes back, I want to come back to a point that the brother they made a comment, his name eludes me. I can't remember what his name is. Neil. Yeah. Yes, what Neil, that we're talking about change and also what Dave also said. But it was about change, and when change do come and change will happen, how do you respond to it? Because even as an individual, change happens. Change normally becomes the sovereign of our lives. With all the best plans that we have, change always intervenes, whether it's family death, whether it's a new birth, whether it's the developers coming in. And I think that I kind of agree with David that you somehow have to negotiate your situation. You have to be. I don't think you can close yourself off and build a burning, and build a burning wall and shut from the other end and think that, that is just going to happen like that. Because you're responding, particularly when it comes to economics and politics, is systematic. So you two have to be systematic on the other side. You have to find a response. I don't think just shouting from the other side and throwing, shooting, balls in the clouds, they'll come back now and knock you out. You have to get involved. For me, it's about what the response should be when change comes. Because the word unity, I've heard mentioned a number of times, uniting. And I'm not quite sure that I normally give it I don't give it that much weight. Because normally a unit is a smaller part of the whole. So even when you say unity, what exactly are we talking about? You can see the challenge that we have because, as Daphne says, we are so diverse. So sometimes when people say to me, we have to unify, I say, but what exactly are they talking about? What is this going to look like? When this statement comes like that people have to unite, I try to figure in my mind, what am I seeing? What does it look like in reality? How does that translate into reality? We're so diverse, we have to accept that. I know that because we live in the kind of society that we live in, we are forced to pull together because we face a common enemy. But that's as far as it goes. But after that, nothing has worked after that. We do realize that we have challenges as, however when you want to call yourself African, black, however we choose to describe ourselves, we do realize that we have certain challenges. But there and after that, in terms of translating that into us being an economic force, is quite a different matter altogether, in my view. Because we have, for me, we have several economies within our economy. We've got lots of different psychologies operating here, culturally, politically. Even I see the small dichotomy between, say, someone who comes, I'm going to finish in a minute, who comes from, say, the Caribbean, who was born and culturalized there, and one who was born here and culturalized here. And even for them to do something together, sometimes there's a little subtle approaches. And I've seen even that can get things on doing. We're from the same cultural region, and we can't even get across that particular barrier. So I think we have to be really realistic in that, when we're trying to forge the idea of unity. That's my opinion.
Okay then. Okay. Let me just say this. That well, now come to the second. 1 second. Right? Is that you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution? And the reason I'm saying that, all my life I've been involved in organisation. In fact, Busby can agreement, we've been involved in organisation, right? And in fact, we was involved in a serious campaign where they was trying to shut down body music. They were trying to put a betting shop there, Paddy Power, right? Now then, we come together successfully and put Paddy Power where they're gone of the other side now. But the reason why we've done that, because we had a passion and we was organised, you know? And the way to solve your problem is through organisation. So I'm coming from that kind of mindset. Anyway, this lady there wants to say something. Excuse me, you have to speak to the mic, and please mention your name, and it's 1 minute.
Hi, my name's Linda.
Can you put the mic up so we can hear you?
My name's Linda, and that's what I wanted to say. It's not about IC1 and IC3s, it's about a community. We should all come together and fight. There's enough cultures in this community, and the more that come together, the better for everybody. Because it's not about religion or colour and all that. That's the system. That's to keep us as sheep and cattle. We should just educate ourselves and learn how to deal with them. Because this is England, it's run by white people, isn't it? And they're here to make us all as slaves. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. That is, oh, beg your pardon, I've been struggling with it 5 minutes. So you'll be the very last one. Very last one.
I just wanted to say in response to what the gentleman said about living in a white neighbour, I wanted to represent for black people, because I generally find, even though I'm mixed race, I think once you've got any bit of black in you, they just assume that you're black. You're just classed as black. There's nothing else, yeah? So I find that when you go into different communities, you represent for the black side, because that's all you're going to always be doing. And then people can kind of see you different. They might say, well, this is black people, like, but this is not, you know? But like, when I'm with my friends or whatever, you know, obviously people change, like when you're with your people, but I find when I'm with other cultures and that, I try to represent the best way I can for black people.
Okay, Peter. You're right, that sound, Peter. Thank you very much, yeah? Okay. I see people that get passionate and they want to talk and talk and talk. All right. That's what we want. People for talk, man. Okay, anybody? In fact, I've been told that we can go to 7:30, so we can go into some more reasoning. You know what I mean? I see a lady want to put her hand up. Yeah? Not you right now, Rebecca. You know? I'm sitting over there. Y'all open up too much cans of worms, you know, so you just roll back and do it. You know?
Hi, my name is Zaina. I agree with what the lady said over here, and I think the difference to your answer to your question is the difference between them and us is when it comes to crime. We have our own police force, Trident. When there's a crime committed, you just hear the word Trident, you know it's black on black. So I think we're the only race that actually has got their own police force. I think that's wrong. That's when it's them and us when it comes to crime.
Okay, thank you very much. There's a lady. Look at everybody want to come in and start talking themselves now. This one, where she come from?
Bag of information.
Huh?
Bag of information.
Put him up, we have him on the back for. What this person is saying?
No, what I'm saying is we black people, we have to look back, take a step people, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just stereotyping ourselves that cause the younger generations to do negative things. We are responsible for that. So we have to change the mindset of that. It's just a stereotyping and it's just a negative thing. So what I can say is just put positivity, continue in the community and in the generation of today.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Yes, my brother here, one actors then. First, I see some actors stuff to talk to.
It's Harold again.
Yeah, come join me.
What Brown said before, but yeah, I talk about representing it's true. You should never forget who you are as a black person. Like my sister said about it's been a white person's country, and it's true because black people have been around, black people have been in England for a long time. We've been forced slavery. There's nothing wrong with blacks and white coming together. If you look at blacks and white, we're different from each other, but it's good to come together to communicate with each other and reunite. Yeah, because you should never forget who you are because you should represent. There's nothing wrong with I thought the nationalities come together. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Okay, thank you very much. As you said, we need to come together and unite and don't forget who we are. We have drummers up in the back there. Drummers. I would definitely want to hear from people who haven't said anything, so you come to them.
I just like to say economy, you can also make it sound he-con money, but that's something else. But basically, economy, there's a different science to economy and colour. There's a different science. And especially when we're doing our businesses, we have to put forth services like customer service and quality food, and also we have to look at all the markets to generate an income. We can't just look at our own market. We have to look at how can we make a global experience of what we do. Like from Ancient Kemet, everybody used to come to us for the services that we offer. So we have to look at a way that we can unite our skills together and put forward a product that gives a good service to make profit. There's some other things that we need to look at to be successful when it comes to cultural economics.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, does anybody understand anything? Want to hear from them? Sister there. You want to say something? I look on you here. I look so fast for. Give her the mic on. You don't want to say one? Anybody can say anything, want to say something? Want to hear from people? We want to encourage many people to say something. Keith, give the mic to Keith. See there? No man, say something, Keith. You must have a perspective. No? Okay then. Okay, what I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna bring back to the panel, right? And then we're gonna wind down soon. So what we do, bring back to the panel. We definitely want to encourage people who haven't said anything to welcome.
Bye everybody. Sorry.
Take care, my sister.
Okay, we're winding down now, so I'll just keep this pretty brief. I hope I've got your name right.
Hold on one second. My brother, we're having a meeting here. We're having a meeting here. Brother, sit back over there, please.
Right. I think your name is Linda. Linda, is that you? I think Linda was spot on in what she was saying. This definition of culture it's a very difficult one, and I think we could have this debate for months to come. Everybody has their own. Sorry? Yeah.
Well, let him speak, and then you come back after. Is that okay with you, please? So, must have some order, please.
So, culturally, it's a difficult thing to define. And I mean, does anybody agree with me on that? Does anybody agree? Put your hands up if you think it's difficult to work it out. Okay. I know we're winding down here, but I'm just trying to just find out what the feel is out there. I mean, culturally, if we, as a unit, whatever you define as your culture, we are to unite, we actually achieve more. Because, as you know, unity creates a bond, okay? And that bond between people gets a lot more done. So, if you have 10 ants together, they're going to achieve a lot. If you have 2 fractions of 5 ants, they're not working together, they're probably pulling in different directions. So that's what we've got to look at, culturally. Who we are, where we want to go, and what we envisage as the final goal. And that's it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Earlier, Linda said that we should all just unite in community, no matter what our color. That's something I agree with. Now, I'm from the Caribbean. And when I got here, I joined the organization, I did different things, and I did not think, oh, those are white people, I'm not allowed there. Or those are black people, this is where I should be. I remember when I started out in business, I started with a gentleman, and his main focus was on black people. He only got business in from black people, but the white one is just as good. And what I said to him, I don't see why we're only concentrating here. And his response was, why would a white man give us his job? But somebody said it earlier, all we have to do is deliver a good service. Most of my clients just happen to be white. I am in functions and communities, and sometimes I look around just because, you want to see what's happening. And sometimes I'm the only black person. However, I don't think that those people are looking at me and saying, oh, she's black, therefore I'm going to treat her differently. I get in and I operate as an individual or as a person, rather than as a black person. I am a person. The color of my skin means nothing. We go around and we keep saying, oh, we don't want to be treated differently, but we behave like we are different. Therefore, that gives us a problem. Because we're saying, oh, we're black, therefore we must behave this way. We should not behave that way. We should not do this. Oh, you're behaving white. You're behaving black. What is it to behave black? What is it to behave white? That's a question to ask.
Very good. Very, very much.
Yes, just listening to all the views you've heard from the audience and from my fellow panelists, Michael mentioned about defining culture. Obviously, it is a complex one because there's so many different layers. Because your culture is generally your way of life, but there's so many different components to it. It could be art, it could be music, institutions. There's so many different things that could be said as culture. So when you say culture with specific components you would use to address a specific situation. So when you're talking about cultural, cultural motivation, it can become a little bit complex because as people who have melanin is what I would normally say, that melanin in which there's lots of diversities amongst ourselves, as I mentioned before, and I think that because that we face this unifying thing of probably racism as some would see and challenges within this society, we are looked upon also from the other side as one. So the psychology is working both ways, because we want to see ourselves as this unit, but they also see us as one, but not for the right reasons. We're not one for the right reason. We're all the same. Doesn't matter. So I'm not going to. And that comes to where the stereotype comes in, and the institution brings in the stereotype, because the actor there did mention about representing black people, so to speak. And quite often, because I myself come across that within my profession as a teacher, you're always seen as representing black people, but it's not always in the positive way from that point of view. In my experience, it comes across in a negative form, and I'm left in a position because when I walk in there psychologically, I should not have the burden of saying, I have to project myself in this way because I want them to know that all black people are not like that. But something, unfortunately, I am left with that job to do. However, I'm not necessarily convinced to either, because when you're working with a collective system that's systematic and institutionalized, sometimes doing it as an individual is like pouring water on the pavement. So when I do represent, I represent me as an individual. They can see who I am anyway, so I don't just know that. So when I do that, I think implicitly the two comes together. You know, they're going to make their minds up however which way. But in terms of the, you know, the being culturally motivated to economic prosperity, I do believe that we have the potentials there. I've seen it happen in small snippets in different ways. So I would say that no, that we're not economically motivated or culturally motivated. Like Michael said, culture is very complex. So even using that word, I'm using it with its fraught with difficulties, but I'm going to use it because it's part of the question. But I do believe that we are motivated because I see lots of green shoots, as they say, of prosperity within our community, and even the word community I use that reservedly. But I think you get the point of what I'm trying to say. So in closing, I do think that we're culturally motivated towards economic prosperity. But in my view, what I think needs to happen is that we need to forge all of those the nuances of our diversity. And sometimes we need to even manage that. I think we have to come to terms with it and say, well, it is here. Don't pretend we're this big unit and then you're surprised that we're different. Because that happened a lot. So people will say, guess what happened to me? Oh, this black person did this to me, this person from this region, and they're black. I didn't expect that to happen. But they're individuals. Yes, they're also black, but they're individuals. And as individuals, people can be quite nasty, they can be selfish. As an individual, separate from their culture, who they are. You have to separate, and people don't separate the cultural aspect from the individual. So if an individual comes who looks like myself, and does something horrible to me, I would say, no, I'm not doing this with black people. Look what this black person did to me. I just see that as a horrible individual. Yeah. And I say next. So I think that we need to come to terms with that and don't get surprised when certain things are happening. And deal with the nuances of that. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much. Motivation. Our culture motivate our politics, and our politics motivate our economy. And people without culture is economically dead. Yeah? We are culturally motivated economically. Who you think I said Western Union go Africa? Who you think I said Western Union go to the Caribbean? It's we. We can talk about what kind of blood run through it, but I don't see no Western Union I come from India, or from Scotland, or from Beijing. It come from we, whether we're Tottenham or we're Brixton or whatsoever. And I want to know what motivates us, that when we come to talk about us, other people always come up in it. That is motivation also. I'm telling you, when I wake up, I'm thinking about family, because that's where I'm from. We all come from a family. We all belong to a family. And if something is wrong with that family, it is your responsibility, it is your duty to go back and motivate the family. Why do you want to go and motivate other people's family? You understand? It's not like some people will say, well, I don't want to pick me, nobody want to do dog in a yard. You hear that? That is motivation. I'm telling you, if you want to know about motivation, go and look at our mothers and fathers who come to this country and build something from nothing that some of us here can have the nerve to say that we British. So I'm telling you that we are coming from a great motivated people, and they're called African people, and I don't give up that for nothing.
Take a couple more. Keep it water for the people now? Okay.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. I didn't want to say anything because I was late. Now I'm going to understand what you're saying. Is it about being black or I don't know?
Well, it's in fact, we're talking about economics. Also, we're talking not so about being black, but in terms of being economics. But anyway, just ride on the feedback what you heard so far, yeah?
Okay. About me being in England, I'm talking about my own experience. My uncle brought me here and kept me in a house not to go to school. I used to look after children, the kids. So I take them out to play. A white woman introduced me to evening school. My auntie refused for me to go to school. She still found a way to find a school for me. She still refused. Okay? This is a white woman who introduced me to school. My uncle refused me to go to school. Okay, that one apart. When I finally left, I found school and I started going to school. Okay, I started a job indeed as a minicar, taking people to Cargo Market. Okay, this is Cameroon and Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say, I'm people. So I'm close to everyone. So I talk to Cameroon, these Nigerian people say, oh, look at you, you're Nigerian, you're selling yourself out. Where do I belong? Another one.
Okay,
is,
we just...
No, 1 minute.
No, hold on. No.
1 minute.
Yeah, not 1 minute. Just read the sentence now. Run out of time.
Okay, my people, which is Nigeria, they say you're a Jamaican. That's whenever I dress and come out, that's a Jamaican woman. Okay? They hate me, some of them, you're a Jamaican. Because I get on with Jamaican, I get on with everyone. So, like this lady said, is culture making us believe we are this and that.
Okay.
Who are you inside?
Okay, you made a point. We just ran out of time. Yeah.
Who are you?
Thank you.
Your parents.
Okay. It'll be a very amazing event, and we encourage many people to come down there. Now then, let me just ask a question now. How do you find this event here today? Is it good? Was it organized? Yeah? There's room for that. Was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can learn more in a fun environment. But most of all, was it informative? Yeah? Was it very educational? Yeah? Was you inspired by the panel? You know? Now then, let's be clear about this, right? You won't get this nowhere in the country. Where people come out, give up their time, and people come and discuss in an organized manner. Right? Now there's a lot of effort and time put to this, right? So we need to big up the panel, because they work tirelessly. You know? This brother from the other side of town, and he has a radio station called Galaxy, and they're kicking up over South London. This is my brother. Big him up. Yeah? Right? This is my brother as well, Buzzy B. He's had some challenges, but he said he would be here, and he's here. Please big him up. Yeah? Yeah? He's going to show tomorrow between 7 and 9 on SLR. That's 97.7. A beautiful sister, Daphne. You look so elegant, so nice. Big her up now. Yeah? Also, we got a Toastmaster event tomorrow at the Burning Ground Center for 7 o'clock, 6:30. Okay? This brother here, you must start some trouble, you know? You know? What kind of trouble we're going on? Because it's all that kind of work. Big him up. Yeah? Also want to pick up the camera crew. When we mention them, to document this information here. Yeah? Okay then. Is there more people need to pick up, sister? Let them on next event as well.
Okay, come out in your numbers to support. The next event will be on Sunday, the 18th of October, right here in St Anne's. And the topic is the road to leadership. What qualities do you need to be a leader and have a successful organisation? Get your tickets from Kevin over there on your way out. I want to thank you all for coming up. Give yourselves a round of applause. My name is Lady Esther.
Okay. Also want to big up Dawn again. Don't big up yourself, man. Big her up. Big up God. The legend of God. You know? Okay. Luna, you want to say something, Luna? You know what I said now? You had enough now. We can't keep on talking, you know. All right then. So before you leave, make sure you hug somebody, at least two person, and say to you, my friend for life. Okay, give us a round of applause, my family. Yeah.